Hello gamers and welcome to part 2 of our Factorio Quick Start Guide. In this video we'll learn how to start researching technologies. So research is the core mechanic of Factorio. It is really what you use to discover new items, technologies, improvements, and ultimately finish the game. So let's dive right in. So our first research we need to do is automation. This will make our life a lot easier. You can create a lot, instead of manually creating items, you can create them in small factories. And in order to do that, we need to build labs, and the labs run on electricity. So let's create a couple of labs, or actually one lab will do enough for now. And the lab runs on research packs. Now this is the early game research pack, or science pack. This is called the red science pack. This is very important. We'll have to do them manually first, and then once we research automation, we can create them in little factories, we can't see them right now because we haven't researched them yet. So the main goal is to do research for automation. So to begin with, we have a lab. We created one, so we can just plop it maybe here for now. This is just temporary. I see that icon. That means it runs on electricity, and it does not have electricity right now. Alright, so let's do a little bit maintenance here. Our housekeeping will put in coal and these little boilers and furnaces. There we go. Alright, so first step in creating electricity, we need an offshore pump, a boiler, and steam engines. Now every boiler supports 2 steam engines, so let's create a steam pump. Sorry, it's an offshore pump, a boiler, and a couple of steam engines, and it will also need pipes. So let's create maybe 10 pipes will be enough. If you right click on your mouse, we'll create 5 at a time. Don't shift and click, because if you shift click, it will create everything you can, and we don't need 577 pipes segments. Alright, okay, so what we can do now, first of all, we pick our offshore pump. You'll see little green squares. It tells you that this is a place where you can basically install your pump. So let's plot it right here and get our boiler. Now let's rotate it over there. It has to be, it doesn't have to be aligned and connected right to it because we have pipes. So let's just put it maybe to the side a little bit. Connect with pipes. Now you can see here there's water, so that means that it's connected, and it says that it has water in there. And we connect the 2 steam boilers. Now, of course, steam engines. The boiler needs, as always, it needs coal, so we'll just plop coal here. Now it runs. Now it says it needs electricity. It means it's not connected to any grid, so we need to create some light poles. So every click creates 2 light poles. Let's create a little bit more. I create them one at a time because if you click right click, it will create 5 at a time, but it will take a little bit more time to get them ready. So. And now let's connect these light poles. Actually, yeah, that one. This little square is an area of influence. So if it's right here, it's connected to both boilers. Both steam engines. So it takes power from them. So neat trick here is left click, keep clicking, and run. It will just plot them at the maximum distance it can support. Alright, so you see here, like the wires are not connected. If you go a little bit farther away, this is the maximum distance for a small pole. So, alright, and let's create some red science packs. So each red science needs 1 iron gear and 1 copper plate. So that means 2 iron plates and 1 copper plate. And when you click on it, you can see at the very bottom over here, it will create the ingredients it needs. So it's creating a gear really quickly, and then the science pack. It takes 5.5 seconds to create. Let's see. Yeah, it is 5.5 seconds. So now we have 3 and 4 maybe. So let's just put them in our quick bar. Again, control left click will deposit all the science you have in the research lab. Now it's not running because we have no research running, no research chosen. So let's start choosing our automation. It needs 10, so I think it needs probably 10 packs, maybe less. We'll see. So let's start research. See, it's running. And if you go up to the boilers and steam engine, you'll see that they're already functioning now. Now, a little neat trick I always use is this. We have to create an inserter. So this is the first kind of bit of automation. And create a box, a wooden chest, sorry. Put the wooden chest a couple of spaces away. And then you can input your inserter. Again, the inserter has a yellow arrow. Make sure it goes into the boiler. Open the wooden chest and maybe deposit a couple of, maybe 100 coal. So that you never run out of coal. It takes a lot of time to run through the coal because we're not running a lot of... we're only running one lab. So it's not really consuming a lot of electricity. Now it just stopped. I remember we put in 4 science packs. And it needed, the research itself needed 10, and the 4 science packs made around like 39%, so it needs 6 more. So we need 6 more science packs. So that's 1 right click will create 5. Well, let's create 10. During the time, let's just collect some coal, get things running. Because in this stage you're still doing everything manually. We have a lot of iron plates. We'll need them. You can never have enough. And collect our coal and copper, sorry. Alright, so again, left click. So you have 5 already in. So theoretically this should stop at 90%. Let's test it. Now these are running out of coal. So control right click to deposit 25 at a time. If you want to deposit 50 at a time, you can. Just uber control freak, and I like to deposit smaller amounts. We don't have to worry about the electricity right now because this one, the inserter will take from the chest and feed into the boiler whenever it needs. And if you hover over the chest, you can see on the right side under wooden chest there's normal operation, and then 100 coal, so it still didn't take any from it. And if you hover over the boiler, you'll also see how much coal or how much fuel it has, and it says 44, so that's good. So now we can see the lab stopped at 90%. So let's deposit 5 more. We'll only need 1. Let's see when that one is consumed. You'll have the research complete, I think, if I'm correct. Yeah. Alright, so now this is our first bit of automation. It's complete. And now we can choose another research, but let's see what we have here, what we can do. Now, that small little yellow exclamation mark tells you there's something new. Now we have the long-handed inserter. And now we have the assembling machine. The assembling machine is our first step into automation, which is perfect. Alright, so we'll create our first bit of automation right now. We need to automate the science pack production because it takes 5.5 seconds and we don't want to keep clicking. And Factorio is all about automation. So let's start creating a few assembly machines. So again, we can create 47 with the material that we have. Each assembly machine takes 9 iron plates, 5 gears, and 3 electronic circuits. Electronic circuits are created by an iron plate and 3 copper plates. So you don't really have to worry about all this stuff. You only need to worry about the raw material. Total raw material is iron plates and copper. As long as you have those, you can create them. So let's right click. We'll create 5 assembly machines. So you can see here creating iron gears. We'll create 22 copper, not copper plates, 22 copper cables, and 15. What's it called? Yeah, 15 electronic circuits. We call them green electric circuits. And we'll do a little quick small setup here that will semi-automate the production. We don't have full production automation yet, but we'll get to that. Now this setup will keep you running for probably, you can do most of the red research. So this is all the red research you can do now, and then you can create, and what I mean red research, it means like using the red science pack. Alright, so let's put this one here and create some inserters. We need inserters, so the way I do it, again, if you left click, you create one at a time, so you don't create all the ingredients and then get into the inserters. Okay. So how do you do this? Let's just put the inserters here. We'll need 2 assembly machines creating red science and 1 assembly machine creating iron gears. Alright, so we'll need 2 inserters inserting into the lab. Let's say here and here. And 2 machines creating red science. 2 inserters getting gears into the red science assembly machine. And an assembly machine creating gears. Nothing has electricity. I'd like to keep it that way until I finish the setup. So if you click on it, you left click, or yeah, you left click on it, and then you can choose what this assembly machine will create. So this one will create iron gears. The second you do it, it tells you it doesn't have enough ingredients to create the iron plates. We'll get to that later. And another tip here that's very important, actually, you hit Alt. When you hit Alt, it tells you what everything is doing. So this one, it's very important. You have to have it on all the time, because without it, you don't know what this assembly machine is creating. And you click on it, it tells you it's creating iron gears. Now these two, this one will create red science pack. Let's click it out. You can do the same thing here, but you can also shift right click and then shift left click to copy paste basically the recipe. Now we have all the recipes ready. We'll have to see that red science pack needs copper plates and iron gears. Let's start with the iron gears first. It needs iron plates. Let's create, we have one inserter actually, right? And create a box, wooden box, put it here. Again, this inserter will take from the wooden box, put it into the gear assembly machine, and let's put in maybe 300 iron plates in here. We'll need the same thing here. Yeah, not sure. You can deposit it yourself, or that way is easier. Create a couple more boxes. So that way you can just fill the boxes whenever you can. Control left click, maybe a couple more. All right. Cut that. Alright, so our setup is complete. We just need electric poles to power up this whole setup. I think if you do this one here, and this one will create. Alright, so this is complete. If you go into that one, you need to see it's creating gears. It's a little bit slow, but it's fine. And that one is also creating science packs. And that one, so we're up and running. Now we have to choose a research. Let's choose any research we need, maybe a military. And start. Now soon after this one, the red science pack is depleted, you'll see the inserters refilling this lab. Let's just take a look, wait and see. Here we go. So now our system is operative. While this one is doing research, again, don't forget to keep collecting coal, keep collecting the iron plates, and keep collecting the copper plates. I think stone wouldn't hurt. The stone is complete. Alright. We can always upgrade this with an iron chest. If you click on this, it will just completely replace the wooden, and will keep all the items inside it, so it wouldn't clog your inventory. Alright, so this is it for this episode. I will have a blueprint for this setup, and the link to the blueprint will be in the description for your use. Oh, thank you, and see you in the next one.